Lever actions ain't just cowboy guns anymore, not in 2020. Six right now, they're moving like blue chip assets. And I'm not talking hype. I'm talking real numbers, real demand, and real collectors with real money hunting the same rifles you and I grew up seeing in deer camp. Here's the part that should wake you up. While people are panicked, buying plastic and chasing the latest tactical trend, the smartest buyers are quietly stacking lever guns like hard assets. Because you can't print forged steel, you can't mass produce history, and you sure can't recreate that old school fit and finish once it's gone. I've watched it happen at gun shows. I've watched it happen at the range. A guy brings a clean pre-64 Winchester Model 94 to the bench, and grown men start circling like sharks. No joke. They don't ask, does it run? They ask, is it original? Is it clean? Is it pre-64? Because they already know. These rifles don't just hold value, they hunt. They protect, and they appreciate while they sit in the safe. So if you've got one of these, do not get cute and sell it for quick cash. And if you've been thinking about buying one, you better pay attention. Because the window is closing. In this video, I'm gonna walk you through 12 lever action rifles that are turning into the literal gold of the shooting world. Some are classic, some are modern. All of them are climbing. And a couple of these if you find one clean in 2026. You might be holding the best Bowie once. Cry never rifle investment left in America. All right, let's get into it. Number 12, Winchester Model 94, pre-64. This is the rifle that helped build the American West. And it came from a time when forged steel and real walnut were the standard. A time we're not getting back. We've got to start with the king. The Winchester Model 94 is the rifle that deer hunted America into the modern age. But here's the deal. Not every 94 is the same rifle. In 1964, Winchester famously decided to cut costs. They switched to more stamped parts and cast-style receiver changes. Collectors have never truly let that one go. That's why a pre-64 is the holy grail. Those rifles were built with higher quality forged steel components, solid American walnut, and a lot of hand fitting by people who treated the craft like art. These rifles run a smooth, classic action. And the balance is legendary. They don't just carry well. They feel like an extension of your arm. And for the shooter, a pre-64 Winchester 94 isn't just nostalgia. It's about physical accessibility. It's one of the lightest, most maneuverable, full-power rifles ever made. It's roughly 6.5 pounds, give or take by configuration that matters, especially for folks who find modern bolt guns too bulky. Now, from the investment side, the supply of clean, original pre-64s is drying up. And if current demand stays where it's been, by the end of 2026, I'd expect the floor on truly clean examples to jump. As younger collectors realize the obvious, they don't make them like this anymore. This one saves you by being a lightweight, reliable tool that can gain value while it just sits in your safe. In 2026, in the typical US secondary market, a used pre-64 in decent shape often lists around $900 to $1,400, and excellent condition rifles can push toward $3,200, depending on region and originality. Number 11. Marlin Model 336, JM marked, the North Haven workhorse, and the high-water mark for Marlin reliability. Before the corporate cost, cutting era changed the vibe. If the Winchester 94 has a true rival, it's the Marlin 336. But there's one detail that changes everything, that little barrel stamp collector's chase. The JM mark, that mark points to production at the original North Haven, Connecticut plant, before Remington took over in 2007. And after the move, a lot of shooters reported inconsistent quality. That's where the Remlin nickname came from in the community. Now, the original JM marked 330. 6 rifles have a side eject receiver that makes mounting optics easier than a top eject Winchester. And they've got a rock-solid action that's famous for its feel. For the senior shooter, the Marlin 336 is the SHTF king. That side ejection lets you run low, mounted scopes or red dots, and that's a real advantage when eyes start aging. The 30-30 caliber is widely available, and it's got enough power for North American game. Without the punishing recoil people associate with Magnums, as an investment, JM Marlins have been climbing fast because they're widely viewed as the last old-school Marlins. And if that trend continues, by the end of 2026, buyers will likely pay a noticeable premium just to avoid modern uncertainty. This one saves you by being a tough, optics-friendly platform. It's mechanically simple, and it's historically significant. If you're buying in 2026, in a lot of markets expect $1,100 to $1,600 for a clean JM marked 336, and rarer 35 Remington chamberings can pull $2,200 plus, depending on condition and originality. Number 10. Savage Model 99. The rotary magazine marvel. The lever gun that let lever actions compete with bolt guns at distance. The Savage Model 99 was decades ahead of the curve. Most lever guns were locked into tube magazines, which pushed you toward round nose bullets. But the 99 used a rotary magazine that opened the door to pointed Spitzer bullets. Stuff like the 250 to 3000 or the 300 Savage. It's a slick hammerless design. You get a cocking indicator on the tang and a brass counter that shows you how many rounds are left. It's early 20th century mechanical art. For shooters, the Savage 99 is about ergonomics and refinement. No exposed hammer means less snagging in brush, and the rotary system helps the rifle keep its balance as you shoot. Also, without a tube magazine out front, some folks find it easier to hold and aim, especially if they deal with shoulder or arm fatigue. These haven't been produced since the late 1990s. So the supply is fixed, that's not changing. And if collector demand stays on this trajectory, by the end of 2026, I'd expect a noticeable appreciation bump as buyers lean back toward golden age sporting rifles. This is history that still functions like a precision hunting tool. A nice Savage 99 commonly sells for $1,200 to $2,000, and rare chamberings like 358 Winchester can already hit $4,500, depending on condition and provenance. Number 9. Smith & Wesson Model 1854. Limited Edition. Smith & Wesson stepping back into lever guns with real stakes. 19th century soul with 21st century stainless precision. In 2024, Smith & Wesson surprised a lot of people. They released the Model 1854, their first modern lever action rifle in roughly a century and a half, with the 1854 nodding to that early Smith & Wesson lever. Gun history, the standard models are more like practical workhorses. But the limited edition, that's where the collector pressure shows up. High-grade American walnut, a polished black PVD-style finish on the receiver, and it was positioned from day one as a collector piece. It runs a 19.25-inch barrel, a 9-round capacity configuration, and an action that a lot of folks describe as impressively smooth for a factory lever gun. This is a new classic for shooters. The 1854 is attractive because it's stainless focused. You're looking at stainless construction, including a 410 stainless barrel and a stainless receiver on these models that makes maintenance easier in real life, especially with humidity, sweat, rain, and daily handling. It also has a gold bead front sight, which is easier for aging eyes to pick up than a flat steel blade. As an investment, the limited editions are getting grabbed fast by Smith & Wesson purists. And if Smith & Wesson keeps production limited the way collectors expect, by the end of 2026, I can see these being viewed the way people talk about pre-64s in their own category. Finite runs, historically significant, and tied to the moment Smith & Wesson fully re-entered the lever action space. It saves you by being modern, reliable, corrosion-resistant, and potentially appreciating as that lever gun legacy grows. Market price: the standard 1854 often retails around $1,300 depending on dealer and region, but limited edition models have already been trading around $3,500 to $4,200 depending on availability and buyer demand. Number 8. Browning BLR Lightweight 81. the modern lever gun that bridges cowboy roots, and bolt gun performance. The Browning BLR is not your traditional lever action. It's a major redesign. It showed up in the 1960s, and the lightweight 81 version refined the formula. It uses a rack and pinion gear system that gives you a very smooth cycle. And unlike most lever guns, the BLR runs a detachable box magazine that matters, because now you can safely chamber modern high-pressure pointed cartridges like .308 Winchester or even 7mm REM mag. And here's a detail shooters appreciate. The trigger travels with the lever, so you're far less likely to pinch your finger on fast follow-ups. For shooters, the BLR is a strong survival pick, because you get modern hunting rifle power with lever gun handling. The detachable mag makes loading and unloading simple. No working rounds through a loading gate under stress, and the aluminum alloy receiver helps keep it light for all-day carry. As an investment, the BLR has been climbing in 2026 because it's one of the only lever guns people seriously cross. Shop against bolt actions for accuracy potential. Belgian-made versions or white gold medallion editions, those are becoming never-sell rifles for some collectors, and they can command serious premiums. Standard used guns often trade around $1,100 to $1,500, but Belgian-made or higher-grade versions can hit $2,800 to $3,500 in 2026, depending on exact variant and condition. Number 7. Winchester Model 71. The Ferrari of lever actions, a big-bore masterpiece, and the peak of Winchester craftsmanship before 1964. If you want the most refined big-game lever gun ever built, this is the one a lot of old-timers will point to. It only ran from 1935 to 1958, and it came in exactly one caliber, the big .348 Winchester. This rifle was meant to be the ultimate deep timber gun, the kind of lever action intended for serious bear country. It was built on the famous Model 1886 frame, but refined, smoother lines, and commonly seen with specialized sighting setups, like peep sights. It came from an era where labor was cheap, and quality was the only scoreboard that mattered. For the shooter who wants a lifetime home or property protector, the 71 carries undeniable authority. The action is smooth, and the balance can make it feel lighter than it really is. As an investment, the Model 71 is a pressure cooker. Short production window, limited numbers, and it's a favorite at high-end auctions. If demand holds and supply keeps disappearing into collections, by the end of 2026, it's very believable we see excellent original examples crossing the $5,000 line more often. In 2026, a clean Model 71 commonly runs $2,800 to $4,500, and deluxe versions can push $6,000 depending on originality and condition. Number 6. Marlin 1890. 5 SBL, the comeback rifle. The proof Ruger could bring Marlin back strong, and it's already an instant 2026 collectible in a lot of circles. This one is a modern legend. Remington-era quality issues hurt the Marlin brand hard. Then Ruger stepped in. They bought it, and launched what most folks now call the Ruger-era rebuild. The headline rifle early on was the 1895 SBL in 4570 Government. Ruger brought modern CNC production, tighter manufacturing consistency, and the result is a rifle that a lot of shooters describe as smoother and more consistent than many older production runs. You get a ghost ring sight, a full-length Picatinny rail for modern optics, and a threaded barrel for suppressors. That makes it one of the most 2020s lever guns out there. For shooters, this thing is a powerhouse. The large loop lever is radiused, so it's easier on the hand, and the modern barrel manufacturing helps you get excellent accuracy, especially with a red dot as an investment. Early Ruger-era Marlins are starting to get treated like first-run collectibles. And if that collector psychology keeps building, they may become the next generation's equivalent of must-have early production. Even with an MSRP around $1,500, the I need it now demand has kept them selling over retail in many areas. By the end of 2026, early Ruger Stamped guns may be remembered as the moment Marlin quality stabilized again, which makes them a don't-sell asset for a lot of owners. MSRP is $1,479, but in 2026, real market prices are often $2,200 to $2,700, depending on availability, region, and timing. Number 5. Winchester Model 1895. The big medicine rifle tied to Theodore Roosevelt, a box magazine beast that brought military power into the lever-action world. This was Teddy Roosevelt's favorite rifle. He famously used it on his African safaris. Unlike tube, mag-lever guns, the 1895 uses a non-detachable box magazine. John Browning made a revolutionary call there, because it allowed the rifle to safely run pointed cartridges like 30-06 Springfield or 405 Winchester. Without the primer, stack risk you get in a tube magazine. It's an aggressive-looking rifle, and it marks the transition from the Old West into the modern era. For shooters, the 1895 gives you lever action familiarity, but with modern hunting capability. It's the one rifle that can cover deer hunting all the way to large predator protection. As an investment, the 1895 has cultural momentum beyond the gun world. And with the rising interest in safari and vintage hunting collectibles, in 2026, original Winchesters can see strong year-over-year jumps, especially in desirable configurations. Holding an original 1895 feels like holding American history. That also happens to be a serious survival tool. Original Winchesters in good shape commonly run $2,500 to $5,500. And the Moroku-produced reissues often trade $1,600 to $2,100, depending on exact model and condition. Number 4. Henry Spirit of 76, Semi-Quincentennial Edition. A 24-karat gold, engraved monument to American independence, and a commemorative that's positioned to be one of the most sought after of the century. As we hit the 250th anniversary of the United States in 2026, Henry Repeating Arms released what a lot of collectors see as the definitive piece. The Spirit of 76. Henry has their All-American series, sure, but this specific edition is built on the new original Henry platform, a line-for-line reproduction of the 1860 patent by Benjamin Tyler Henry. You get a 24.5-inch octagon-blued steel barrel, a nickel-plated brass receiver, and hand-selected rosewood furniture. But here's what turns it into a fortune builder. Limited production, only 250 units worldwide. The receiver is basically a visual storybook of the nation's birth. Selective 24-karat gold highlights, engravings of George Washington's sword, the Betsy Ross flag, and the signing of the Declaration of Independence. For the senior collector, this is a legacy asset. It's chambered in 4440 WCF, so it is a functional firearm, but its primary value is museum-grade heirloom status. As an investment, commemoratives often get a bump, but 250th anniversary items historically have a habit of going wild. And if collector behavior holds by the end of 2026, it's very plausible most of these 250 rifles are locked into private collections. It saves you by being literal gold on walnut. A finite asset, inflation-resistant in the way scarce collectibles tend to be, and it can gain value as time passes and availability tightens. If you're one of the 250 owners, selling early could easily be a multi-thousand-dollar mistake. With an MSRP of $4,572, these have already shown up at auction in the $6,500 to $8,000 range in the 2026 secondary market, depending on timing and buyer competition. Number 3. Marlin 1890. Ford JM marked in .357 Magnum, the Goldilocks caliber in a North Haven frame. And right now, it's one of the most hunted rifles in the tactical lever gun movement. The Marlin 1894 is basically the shorter, handier cousin of the .336. It was designed for pistol caliber cartridges. You'll see them in .44 Magnum and .45 Colt. But the 357 Magnum JM marked version is the one breaking price records made at the original North Haven plant. These rifles are known for Ballard-style rifling in many runs, and that rifling has a strong reputation with cast-lead bullets. Now the 357 Magnum chambering gives you flexibility. You can run 38 special for ultra-low recoil practice, or step up to full power 357 Magnum for defense and hunting, all from a compact 18.5-inch barrel package. This is the #1 shooter, friendly utility investment. For a senior shooter, the 1894 and 357 Magnum is about manageable recoil. It can be genuinely comfortable, even when joints aren't what they used to be. As an investment, the tactical market is consuming these rifles. People are buying original JM Marlins, then adding rails, suppressors, and modern furniture. That's shrinking the supply of original, unmodified rifles fast. By the end of 2026, an unmolested JM 1894 in 357 Magnum could be a rare treasure, simply because so many are getting modified. It saves you by being the most versatile, optics-ready, soft-shooting defensive lever rifle in your lineup. These used to sell for $600. Now, in 2026, a clean JM 1894 in 357 Magnum often brings $1,800 to $2,500, depending on condition, originality, and local demand. Number 2. Winchester Model 88. A bolt action that runs on a lever. A mid-century mechanical oddball that's finally getting the collector respect it earned. The Model 88 is the weird Winchester, and that's exactly why it's worth real money today. It ran from 1955 to 1973. Winchester wanted to modernize the lever action. So instead of a traditional toggle link or sliding bolt, the 88 uses a 3-lug rotating bolt and a detachable box magazine. It's basically a bolt gun, driven by a lever. That design allowed it to safely fire higher pressure cartridges, like 308 Winchester and 243 Winchester. It has a sleek, hammerless profile, and a one-piece walnut stock that gives it a premium European sporting rifle look. For shooters, the Model 88 is the modernist's lever gun. As an investment, it got ignored for years because everybody chased the 94. But in 2026, collectors are waking up. They're recognizing how mechanically unique it is. It's the Ferrari of Winchester's post-war era, and because it was never as popular as the 94, the survival rate in excellent condition is low. By the end of 2026, these may become the preferred play for buyers who want lever, gun handling with bolt, gun precision potential. You can still find shooter-grade rifles around $1,200 in many areas. But pre-64 Model 88s in 308 can hit $2,200 to $3,000 in 2026, especially when condition, originality, and desirable features line up. Number 1. Marlin Model 39. The lever rimfire a lot of people call the forever gun. An overbuilt 22 caliber takedown, and one of the most respected long-term holds in a serious collection. This is the #1 lever action you do not sell. Ever, the Marlin 39A is a definitive 22 caliber classic. It's a takedown rifle, meaning you can split it in half with a single thumb screw for cleaning or transport. And unlike a lot of modern rimfires, the 39A was built like a centerfire. Forged steel, high-grade walnut. The same kind of real rifle materials Marlin used on big-bore hunting guns. Now, to be precise, the design lineage traces back to 1890. One through the earlier Model 39 family, and that's why it's widely regarded as one of the longest-running rimfire lever gun lines in history. For serious shooters, the 39A is about pure fun and pure reliability. Zero recoil, a massive 19-round capacity in typical 22 long rifle configurations, and an action so smooth it feels like it's sliding on ice. It's the ultimate small game rifle, a target rifle. A survival rifle? As an investment, the 39A is the gold standard because so many were used hard as childhood rifles. Finding a truly mint one is tough. In 2026, collectors are viewing older 39A rifles as peak American rimfire craftsmanship. It saves you by being accurate, reliable, and flat out fun. It costs pennies to feed, and it can keep gaining value as the market moves toward more plastic-heavy alternatives. A clean vintage 39 from the 1950s or 1960s is already a 1,500 to 2,200 hold in 2026, depending on condition, originality, and local buyer pressure. The golden age of lever guns isn't behind us. It's happening right now inside your safe. From the high-stakes collector play of the Henry Spirit of 76 to the legendary utility of the Marlin 39A, these 12 rifles represent one of the last frontiers of tangible American value as we move deeper into 2026. These tools will likely keep separating themselves from mass-produced firearms because scarcity and demand do what they do. If you own one, you're holding a piece of history that can protect your family and potentially protect your finances too. Hold them tight, maintain them right, and don't sell, ever.